is Fighting Spirit, Heart of the Swarm Edition. Spawning in the
top right.
Top right. Thanks.
Never mind.
For
top
being
left.
wrong. S&M trying to make me look bad once again, guys.
No, I started it, so I'm not making you look bad. It was my fault.
All right, well, regardless of that, we have Best in the bottom right as the orange Protoss, and we have Bong in the top left. Top left.
Top left.
As the blue Protoss. So
all right, it was top left with the larva and top right without the larva.
So getting back to Pokemon. I started with Bulbasaur in Pokemon Blue, but after that, I almost always pick Charmander because, you know, the Fire-type Pokemon, they're just so cool, and I find that after Pokemon Red and Blue, Fire-type was a lot better. It kind of got buffed a little bit, and, you know, man, Fire-types are pretty cool. I like them.
I don't know, for some reason, I started out Pokemon, and I wasn't really into it. I was playing, you know...
Oh, man, you are just going to get crucified now. You're going to get crucified.
Now... Before I get crucified, I do have the first season recorded. All of the tapes are back in my home in the United States.
All right. Let's get it.
But it's in Korean.
Well, you get a free pass, I guess.
Yeah, I grew up in Korea, so what can I do? I mean, I can't record like English recording of Pokemon.
You could.
It was back in the 90s, man.
It was back in the 90s. I don't know how good your English was back then.
Not much.
Not much.
And, you know, when people started singing the Pokemon theme song, I didn't know what it was the first time around. So people are trying to crucify me. I was like, no. I watched Pokemon back in South Korea while I was in elementary school. So I have an excuse. Don't kill me just yet.
I love the Pokemon theme song. That was a good theme song overall.
It's a really nice theme song. Now, both players are scouting around in the, you know, trying to see where their opponents are, and looks like both of the players are trying to see where their opponents are earlier in the game instead of trying to play greedy as possible.
Yeah, it's very true. But then again, this is a 4-player map, so it is harder to scout your opponent. I think that overall it's a little bit more common to see a little bit faster scouting on 4-player maps in general. This just seems to be the theme that these players go for here. Proxy time.
This is nice. So... Best is going to go inside the main base with a cybernetics core finished up. Let's see what Bong is going to do. Is he going to hide the tech over there, or is he just faking the pylon over there?
That's true. That's... Nope.
Well, actually, that's
Stargate, man.
There we go,
Stargate. Now, the real question will be, will Best identify this as soon as he sees no pylons in his opponent's base here?
He only saw 2 pylons, remember?
Oh,
never mind. He only saw the Nexus.
Best not scouting for crucial information here. I think this is actually a bit of an error in his play, but he could just go around the map and start scouting in general. And ow, actually, letting a probe getting in here, but the Mothership Core does warp in at the last second and takes out that probe. But look at this, moving that probe in once again, and it will see just 2 pylons there, won't see anything else, and this is definitely going to tip off Best, and he's going to probably be thinking, well, I don't know what's going on here, but you probably are proxying.
And given the fact that the 2 gateways went up a little bit later at the same time as Best, he knows that he needed to make something else before putting down the 2 gateways.
Oh, and look at this, a Twilight Council follow-up here from Bong. Very interesting that he's doing that, but the problem for Bong is that Best, he does have a Twilight Council up faster than his opponent, going for that blink, and oh, Best just can't decide where he wants the scout for proxies.
He has an idea what is up. He just wants to double confirm it to himself, but no, he's going to build a pylon himself, and as soon as he defends against whatever Bong's going for, he's going to go for the counter.
Yes, indeed. So we do have 2 more gateways on the way for Best, and he does have Stalkers in position to defend against this attack. And once the Oracle is revealed, oh no, Best moving away from his mineral line here. Now he is moving back to realizing what's going on, and he's going to do his best to snipe down that Oracle, and it's going to get absolutely no kills there. 4 kills. 4 kills, actually, excuse me. So overall, not too shabby.
And remember, he still has 17 probes mining from the mineral, so it's not a huge damage that Bong actually did. If he killed up to, you know, 5 or 6 where Best actually went under 16 probes, then it would have hurt. But at this point, Best doesn't really need to replenish the probe unless he wants to drag it into the mid-game.
And Best going for the Dark Shrine, following this up here, and he's going to have the blink behind here, so what he can do, I guess, is pressure with the blink, and then go for the DT follow-up.
Yes. This is actually a fantastic play by Best. Bong is not thinking that far into the game. He's only thinking about getting a blink for himself and matching the Twilight Council tech from his opponent.
And I'm not even... I think, yeah, Best has... the Twilight Councils have been scouted, but also Best realizing, or I guess thinking, that his opponent could go for more Blink Stalker play here. There are more Oracle play.
Yeah, second Oracle. But at this point, Bong needs to make a second Oracle. He doesn't know what his opponent's up to. He saw the Twilight Council. He's only expecting Blink, while the DTs are going to come any second. And if he was actually thinking ahead, he was going to get detection for himself right now. He doesn't know what is up with Best's play. This is going to hurt him a lot with the Dark Shrine finishing up. Robo just going up.
All right, so the Robo is just starting at the right time here. The Blink Stalkers, if they see that Dark Templar in time, they're going to have to do their best to block that entrance. 2 DTs on the way here, so will Best...
Oh, now he sees it, and the Force Field. Nice Force Field. Does trap one Stalker outside, but at the cost of finishing up this Robo. Never mind, blinking inside the main base.
Yep, and now a second sentry is out. Bong, perfect timing sense here from him. He knows exactly what's going on, and that Robo is going to finish in time. A third sentry forced to be warped in here, though, so Bong really committing a lot to this attack here, where committing a lot to the defense here, where he didn't necessarily want to. And
Best should take an expansion right away.
Yeah, I would love to see Best go for an expansion. Observer on the way here. This Dark Templar moving into the main base, and he will be able to snipe off potentially a few probe kills before the Dark Templar does go down. Observer coming out, and we do see a few probes go down, but
he killed
overall
a lot
just
more
6.
probes.
Got a few there.
More probes than his opponent, and now Best is getting a Nexus for himself. Remember, he does have the Blink, and Bong is going to take an expansion for himself behind it, so both players trying to play safe as possible.
Yeah. Immortals on the way for both players now. Best has a slight advantage here, but really it's going to even out for the most part and just turn into a macro game from what I can see here. I mean, both players, they do have the Blink. Bong does, well, I guess he does know about the Blink, but he doesn't know how many Stalkers are in Best's army here. That's the big thing for him.
He was hiding the DT to make sure that the Stalkers are out of position, but the biggest question is, where is the Observer? There we go.
Oh, that Dark Templar is not going to do any damage here, and yep, he immediately gets that DT out of there. Oh, nice forward Blink there. That was sick, man.
But this is not the Blink that he wants to go for.
Oh, nice forward Blink, but once again, Bong blinks away. He is on the run here, so it's going to be up to Best with superior Blink, Stalker, Micro. Forward Blink once again, getting those Stalkers a bit low on health. He will retreat back home now, but still Best in a slightly better economic and supply position here.
Now, Bong is going to go for a Robo play. Robo bait play. Let's see what Best follows up. He does have the Robos for himself. He's getting 2 additional gases, and he's going to go for Colossus also. So I'm interested in why Best is not moving around the map with the 1 or 2 Stalkers trying to scout where the proxy Stargate is.
Yeah, maybe he forgot about it. It would be nice to see him use some sentries, try to scout his opponent out a little bit more here. And that Phoenix will get taken out quite fast there, but sees everything he needs to see. Oh, there we go. There's the hallucination, and sees the robotic space, sees the Immortal come out. The Best and Bong both can see each other pretty much perfectly at this point.
The only thing that he didn't see is the number of Immortals from his opponent. So that's the only difference, and Bong can actually start making Void Rays from that because Best doesn't have any idea where the Stargate is. He can start making some Stargate units to add into his main army composition.
Look at that probe difference, though. Pretty heavily in Best's favor right now.
Oh, yeah.
And that's definitely going to be favoring him in the long run here. Both forges going down for each Protoss player, and the extended Thermal Lance upgrade for the Colossi on the way as well. Colossus being built by both players here, and Stalkers just trying to be annoying here, but they're not going to really do too much here. And
actually, Bong went for the Blink first, so he's going to lose a Stalker.
A little bit unfortunate for Bong there, losing a Stalker for free. And now we have a few Stalkers moving around the map. They will eventually spot... I guess they won't spot it.
Maybe. Just maybe.
I think Best may spot that. There we go. He does see it, so that should prompt Best to immediately move a few Stalkers over there and try to snipe it out. But at the same time, He will use a proxy pylon here. Best needs to get his stalkers out of there pronto.
Now both players are going for double robo, so we're going to see the regular Colossus war between these two players. But the question is, who's going to take the third base earlier? Who's going to go start adding in the Stargate units? Because, you know, this is part of the swarm. We don't only see Colossus versus Colossus. We see Colossus with Tempest, with Void Race, or even some other unit composition.
Yeah, that's true. We can even see High Templar mixed into the army. And a third base for Best. That's the one going down first here. Plus one on the way for both players. This proxy pylon going to get taken out quite easily here. Bong grabbing a third base of his own.
So now it's just regular Wings of Liberty style. Just sit and watch what these players do. Now Best, since he has the DT tech, I would like to actually see him use the DTs to try to put it at the third base and try to deny the third Nexus as much as possible. But, you know, since his opponent already put down the Nexus for himself, I would like to see Best, you know, move the DTs around the map and try to catch few probes, maybe few units off guard. Yeah. Just utilize the tech that you have right now. That's what Best needs to do. Bong doesn't really have that much option. However, he has a lot better firepower. Look at this, up to 3 Immortals compared to only 1, and only 1 Colossus difference between these two players.
Yeah, exactly, and Best deciding to move out on the map here, going to get a little bit aggressive. We're going to have to see if that works out well for him. Bong going for the charge upgrade right now, and his looks like Best's Nexus is going to finish as well here. Both players trying to grab some map control here, but no heavy commitments either way yet.
Now, if Best actually decides to move down, he's not going to be in a bad position. I mean, he does have less Colossus, but I mean, less Immortals, but the Colossus count is pretty similar between the two players, and the charge isn't even done for Bong. So it's going to be okay. First, his priority is to take out that Stargate.
Yeah, that's true. He's going to go ahead and take out that building. Bong, he can't really do anything about that. There's just nothing he can do. And you see Templar Archives for Best, like you mentioned, but Bong not committing to that Templar tech quite yet here. Best also adding a lot of gateways onto his main army composition here. Is Bong going to move out here, though? That's the real question.
Well, Bong is also adding in a lot of gateways after taking the third Nexus, so pretty much standard play from both of these players. And Best finally realizing that he didn't have to charge. However, he's going to have the Archons for himself earlier in the game.
He will have those Archons earlier on. The +2 for both players going to be very similarly timed here. And these Stalkers getting a little overeager here, losing a few of them. And, I mean, this is so Wings of Liberty that it's actually okay to lose some Stalkers here.
Well, he doesn't want to lose too much because that's going to trigger his opponent to engage into the main army.
Exactly. Best still is slightly ahead in the supply overall over his opponent. Not by too much. Army supplies are actually pretty much similar, the same at this point. But we do have more Colossi for Best over his opponent.
Yeah, and the charge difference is not going to matter because it seems like Best is going to finish his charge before the main engagement happens. Yeah. And he also has more Archons for himself. He's adding in the Immortals into the main army composition.
Nice.
And this is the way to throw out your Stalkers.
This is exactly what you want to be doing in this situation. Using those Stalkers, sniping off as many workers as possible, crippling your opponent's economy.
DT follow-up into the third base.
Oh, that is so smart from Best. Really using some good game sense here. That DT is going to be able to kill off even more probes here. And now up to 16 total have been killed. Best taking a pretty solid worker lead in this scenario.
Where did the DT warp in, actually?
I don't know. I thought it was going for that base there.
Yeah, because he killed the cannon, so it was a perfect timing for him.
There it is.
There we go.
Yeah, it's already managed to get a few kills there. Very hard to spot under the Towering Colossi, but I think this has triggered Best to potentially move out here. He does have one less Colossi than his opponent, but I mean,
the Immortal.
Overall, he is looking pretty solid.
He has the Immortal, and he has the Archon for himself at this point, so he could use it to the fullest potential, but he also needs to be careful on how he engages into this army.
Yeah, if he can get the superior engagement, then I think Best can easily take this here, but if he's ready for this, then I don't know how smart it would be for Best to attack him here. And we have a charge lot run by from Bong here, but Best pretty prepared. This won't do much damage to him at all.
But this also triggers Best to stay inside third base instead of pushing out as he wanted to. So now it's just a battle between, you know, Best trying to gain more coverage in the middle of the map while trying to take a forward base. Bong should do the same thing pretty soon.
Yeah, also something to note here, 8 Immortals for Best, 3 for Bong here. That's a very significant difference.
Actually, this might be a little mistake for Bong because he is making up to 12 Colossus. You know, the optimal number of Colossus you want to get is up to 8. Now, having more Colossus than your opponent is by any means of great news. However, there are certain points in the game where it's better to get some beefy units.
And let's not forget, 7 of that supply for Bong is in Stalkers here. So will we see an attack come here? That's the real question. Best moving into position. Will he be able to go for the attack here? There's a blink going down. Shields up for both teams. 2 excellent time warps there. And then 2 more time warps from both players, essentially zoning out that entire potential battlefield there. Both players backing up.
This is the reason why the laser versus laser is not happening easily. But look at the 12 o'clock.
Oh, very, very smart moves from Best here. Sending those charge lots in. They're going to be able to do a ton of damage. And Bong, he has to deal with this. He has to respond, but 47 workers have been killed by Best. Holy crap. And these Zealots will get cleared out right now, but Best taking a 4th base behind this. Bong at the same time grabbing his 4th. And all those Zealots... Immortals getting snapped off there. Best slowly getting more and more ahead of Bong here.
Yeah, but Bong, he's not going to take an extra expansion. In fact, he's going to max out and go for the main attack. And the problem is, Best already has up to 59 probes. His opponent only has 33 probes, which means that if this comes to 200 versus 200 fight, Bong is going to have better army than his opponent.
He will have a better army, but he can't reinforce as much as his opponent there. And
not a great position for Best to be in.
No, Best is actually terrible concave from him. Will he still be able to make this work, though? He does have a lot of immortal firepower in his army, but that's a lot of units that are stacked up here. Now, the Colossi are starting to kill off each other. The Immortals, they do end up going down here. And the charge lots coming from the back. That's going to be huge. Best taking an enormous supply lead here, and he does win War of the Worlds.
And that's going to be it with SK Telecom T1 taking a victory against CJ Entis 4-2.
Not so fast, man. That Mothership Core could kill all of those Colossi there if you're not careful.
Need to run away. Aren't the Colossus faster than Mothership Core, though?
Yeah, they are.
Okay, thank God.
They'll get away.
Thank God for Best.
Yeah, he's fine. And with more reinforcements here, I mean, the supplies, that tells the story of this game here. So many, that Stargate wasn't taken out. Surprising there, but now more Zealots moving in here with the Colossi. Bong forced to retreat farther back. He wants to make use of that Sin City, but the problem is that's not going to do much. That Time Warp, who cares, man? The Colossi can just swipe down these Archons without any pressure whatsoever. And Bong, he knows at this point it's been lost, and the Manor Nexus is going to go down as well.
First Manor Nexus, are we going to see a second one inside third base? The probe is moving in. He does have the minerals for it.
I want to see him take the Nexus. Yes,
there
he
we
does
go.
Take
Second
the Nexus
down at the 12 o'clock, and he could still mine from it, but
GG. Best showing that he is a very solid PvP player in that game. I have to say, I was actually pretty impressed by him, man.
Yeah, he just didn't have a better arc in the main army, main army fight. However, he had the power of Immortals, and I have to say, Bong making up to 12 Colossus, not a great decision by him.
Definitely not the best he could have done. Also, no Tempest from the other side, no air units.
This was Wings of Liberty with Time Warp.
This was Wings of Liberty with Time Warp, essentially.
Are we going to see a ceremony?
Come on, I want to see the ceremony.
Not today, not today.
No, they're gonna go line up now.
He's gonna save it for the finals where he rips his shirt off once again.
Oh God.
Do you remember that?
Is that what he said?
Final? No, that's what he said in one of the Pro League. It said if he goes to the finals and if I win, I'm just gonna rip my shirt off, and he did.
Yeah, I remember that. That was pretty funny. But the score, guys, it is 4-2. SK Telecom does take a win over CJ Entis, and unfortunately for Entis, man, some of their key players have been getting wins, but the support cast for CJ, it's simply not there right now. And you know what? This is Pro League. This is a team league. You need a strong team if you want to win.